Hello there, welcome back to my videos on Lemmings Plus II. Sort of put them on hold because I did a Lemmings Plus 4 preview video the other day. So yes, if you haven't heard, Lemmings Plus 4 confirmed, it will be coming out. I know I said I was finishing the series after Omega, but I decided not to, so go check that out if you're interested. But anyway, let's get on with Cheeky. So our first level is called What Does the Lemming Say? Yes, obvious reference to What Does the Fox Say? And okay, so this level it's a 15 of everything level, so it's a fairly easy one. The design of it was actually originally a gimmick level in the cunning rating, and it used a gimmick similar to the one used in Sneaky. In Sneaky, the gimmick level, like the skill counts overflow, so if you've got 0, use it, you've got 99. One in cunning that was originally this level, used a gimmick similar to that, where instead of overflowing they'd count upwards, so that gimmick never made it into Lemmings Plus 2 officially. Even in the traditional Lemmings version it still existed in the code, but it wasn't actually used. So yeah, I didn't really want to throw a level away. It's generally something I avoid doing, so I sort of added more decorative stuff to it and made it into this level. So the original version was basically just this middle part here without this tree, and basically you didn't have enough builders to get up there, but of course with the reverse counts you did have enough. So yeah, that was pretty much the first gimmick level, and yeah, this is what became of that level. So on to level 2, which is double dipping. So this one is pretty much the first level that doesn't just give you X at everything. And now there's a pretty major back route that I decided not to patch up, where you just bomb as you're falling on the side, bash through here and you solved it. But this replay shows the original intended solution. I did decide not to fix that one because I just thought it wasn't really a major deal. It is a very early level. But yeah, this is how this level was originally intended to be solved. And that level sort of marks the start of what's I've sort of called fall survival puzzles. Basically levels that more or less entirely revolve around finding some creative way to survive one big fall. And Lemmings Plus 2 has a lot of levels like that. It's to the point where I even lampshaded it. There's a level in Genius, which is, the title is Another Fall Survival Puzzle. But anyway, on to level 3, which is an arm and a limb. 5 lemmings, you've got to save all of them, and you've got 5 of everything, so it's a fairly simple one here. This one was really just made to fill in space more than anything else, although the 100% does add a level of challenge to it. Now you can like sort of come down here, build over this little trap here, and then build up to go past the one-way wall. The easiest way to do it is just come over the top. So level 4, Island Hoppers. Now this was the last Lemmings Plus 2 level to be made, unless you count the new level that was added in one of the updates recently. But of the original levels, this was the last one to be made. And it's very much a filler level. It's sort of like the last one, it's just a X of everything level with 100% save requirement. And it's really just build over the gaps. Now the one catch is, unless you do sort of put your builders right at the edge, you will be quite tight on them, so that's really the only catch to this level as such. So I guess we're on to level 5 now, a violation of lemming rights. This was in the vote off the second most popular level in Lemmings Plus 2, and it's not an X of everything level. It's a setup that I've used quite often through Lemmings Plus 2 and to a lesser extent in 3 and Omega, where you don't have X of everything, but you've got more skills than you need. And beyond that, they're pretty standard worker living levels, it's just a bit more limited on the skills. This is sort of one where I just sort of made a cool design and found a more than adequate skill set to fit. And it's really just a matter of, well, there's a lot of ways to solve this one, but the original one I thought of was you send lemmings around up to here, then create a path back down. Yeah, not a particularly hard level. I think it's just popular mainly because it's quite fun, I guess. Oh, we've still got a guy over here. Or maybe it's just the design is what made it popular, I don't know, but yeah, so that's the second most popular level of Lemmings Plus II. The most popular one is in the final ranking, so we won't be seeing that for a while. On to level 6, which is Raindrop Lemmings. So this was inspired by one of the Mausoleums levels. I don't remember what it's called, but it had a semi-similar premise in that you had 4 exits and you had to build platforms for all of them. This level is a lot easier, but you've also got a hell of a lot of lemmings here. It's one of the 2 levels with 250 lemmings. And you've only got to save 20% of them here. They do come out quite fast, so you can't slack off too much. And yeah, if you fast forward, you get an amusing flurry of splatting lemmings. Beyond that, it's just really wait for them all to come to the exit. So on to level 7, which is called Yours Truly. Now this level, remember back in the first ranking, nice, I mentioned that there was no test or first level as such for the tree graphic set in there because it's in the second ranking. This is that level, so this was pretty much the first Lemmings level made ever using a custom graphic set as far as I'm aware of, and it's pretty much unchanged from its original form. All I really did was like touch up these one-way arrows to neo-Lemmingsize them and add some spider webs for decoration. Everything else was in the very first version of this level. And it's another one of those puzzles that's like not quite X of everything but gives you more than you need. This level is actually, it's on YouTube as a single level video. That one was actually being played in Custom, the DOS custom level player rather than a Lemmings engine, so sort of a proof of that. It is actually genuine Lemmings, or it was back then, Lemmings format graphic sets. Now of course in recent times, Neo-Lemmings uses its own graphic set format that's fairly different from the DOS one, but so yeah, that is Yours Truly, and it's a level that, because of its status as the first custom graphic set level, definitely my first custom graphic set level. I mean, I'm not aware of any others for Lemmings, they may be out there, like previous ones to that I mean, so because of that it's sort of like a bit of a special level to me. It's one that I tried to push fairly aggressively to get into flashbacks. If I remember correctly, it didn't end up in there in the end, but on to level 8, which is the Haunted House. So this is another gimmick level, and basically in this one nothing you do actually alters the terrain. It's also got a secret level hidden in it. Yeah, secret level and a gimmick level, so let's take a look at that first. So you can already see what's going on with the gimmick here. He bashes through, he moves through, but the terrain doesn't disappear behind him. And due to a difference in climber mechanics, back in traditional Lemmings, this level gave you a lot less skills and required a few more lemmings saved. Because in Neo-Lemmings you can't get a climber stuck in terrain and make him climb up through it, it's given more skills, required less saved. And so yeah, over here is where the secret level's triggered. And so the secret level for Cheeky is called Time for Plan B. It's a fairly large but otherwise fairly normal desert level. And there's a trap here which drops sand on the lemmings. There's a couple more of them over here. And this was actually one of only 2 levels in Lemmings Plus II to actually make use of that trap. Unlike the sinkhole trap which you saw in Nice 13, and that trap is used quite a lot, but this trap is very rare. So yeah, this level is, it's basically again contains the essence of Cheeky, the levels that aren't next to everything but do give you more than you need. And beyond that, they're just pretty much your average worker lemming levels. As you can see, not a particularly hard level here either. A bit on the hard side, not really that hard. So now we're back to the haunted house, so let's see how to actually solve this level now. So there is a few ways to solve it, but easiest one is to come out the side here. Don't worry about lemmings beyond those you have to save. And basically just make every lemming construct what would be the path if you had to actually build it. As you may notice from the skills left over, we actually could have saved all of the lemmings using this. Well, all of them, no, we could have saved 4 more of them anyway. So, on to level 9 now, which is called Oh Snap. And this is this one is a bit puzzly. It's a fairly simple puzzle, but it is a puzzle nonetheless. And it's also a full survival puzzle. But yes, as I mentioned, there are a lot of those in Lemmings Plus II. It's also somewhat reminiscent of Taxing 28 from the original game, Poor Wee Creatures, but very much simplified. So yeah, not too much to say about that. Also, level 10, which is Floater Frenzy, Cheeky's version of it. Now, personally, despite the higher save requirement, I actually find this to be a lot easier than Nice's one. Maybe it's because, I don't know, I guess they sort of get a longer walk and they're all on screen initially. Okay, not longer walk as such, but yeah, they're all on the screen in one place instead of coming in from the sides. There's, I suppose, also a bit less gaps between the 2 sets on each side. And this version of Floater Frenzy was actually given a repeat level in the Lemmings Plus II bonus pack. I mean, the Nice Floater Frenzy was as well, but Nice one's repeat was basically just the same thing with a 100% save requirement, whereas this one's repeat is just a normal level that uses this layout. As you notice, this one's save requirement is 10% higher than Nice's one. Apart from that, and being in a different graphic set, there's not really any changes. There are a bit more to it in the later Floater Frenzy level, so that's it for the first half of Cheeky, so I'll see you in the next video with the second half.